we have a lot of great content to get to this afternoon. So I would like to introduce the speakers for our next session, which is entitled How Safe Are Your Web Assets? Shining a Spotlight on Web Security. I'm a cybersecurity professional, so this one's very near and dear to my heart. And we have a couple of tremendous speakers. Mr. Kevin Abela, who's the VP of Global Channel Sales at Acunetix in Malta, and Mr. Ferruh Mavituna, the CEO of Acunetix. Let me start with Kevin. He brings more than 20 years of experience in distribution and reseller channel management and solution sales to Acunetix. You can reach out to him for the best website security management for your business at ka@acunetix.com. And you can tell he's a big deal there because he has those, just the 2 initial email. I've never gotten one of those. I'm not js@acronis.com, so that's always impresses me. Mr. Ferruh Mavituna, his professional obsessions lie in web application security research, automated vulnerability detection, and exploitation features. He's authored several web security research papers and tools, and delivers animated appearances at cybersecurity conferences and on podcasts. Let me say, very excited about this session. Over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much. So, good afternoon, everyone. Both Ferruh and myself are honored to be part of this event. It's always exciting to participate in a live event. Acunetix was the first company to build a fully dedicated and fully automated web vulnerability scanner. And because of this, we have unparalleled experience in the field. Our mission has always been to provide customers with a trustworthy web security solution that protects all of their web assets and fits perfectly into their software development lifecycle. Our journey with interworks started several months ago when we were discussing our go-to-market strategy for our software as a service offering. Acunetix has traditionally been available to our customers through a downloadable on-premise version and as a SaaS offering. However, our partner network consisted primarily of system integrators who performed quite well in providing the on-premise version. However, it became clear that a new breed of reseller was required in order to bring our SaaS offering to its full potential. Partnering with interworks, who are well positioned to help us bring our offering to a global distribution network with over 27 cloud distributors and approximately 12,000 cloud resellers globally was an ideal step for us. So integrating into interworks cloud platform gave us a global distribution network and the opportunity for the cloud distributors within the interworks environment to incorporate our product into their custom marketplaces, bill and provision our products quite easily. Cloud resellers from around the globe now have the ability to purchase, provision Acunetix for their clients in just a few clicks. This capability instantly opens up a new opportunity for Acunetix to expand its footprint globally. And here with us today is our CEO, Ferruh, who will provide us with his insights into the web vulnerability market and the opportunity available to cloud distributors and to cloud resellers globally. Over to you, Ferruh.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. So let me actually, all right, that's the slides. Fantastic. All right, thanks a lot. And well, merhaba, salam alaikum, and hello. I love how global this event is. So it's fantastic to, get that live. So it's so nice. Thanks a lot, Kevin. So let me talk about Acunetix briefly. So Acunetix founded in 2005. So you can see we are pioneer of the web application security. If you think about 2005, it was just the web applications were scanning. The world was about network security. And, I remember I got this story back in the day around 2002, and I was talking with another security professionalist. And we were talking about, and he asked me, like, what do you do? Like in security, what do you do? And I said, I'm doing application security. And he stopped for like, a couple of seconds, and he looked at me and he's like, is that even a thing? Like, so at the time, it wasn't a thing, really. It was network security, and web applications were just becoming a thing. And web application security wasn't even discussed at all. So in 2005, when justice was starting, so everyone like started to realize, hey, we got these firewalls, we got all these network devices, which is all good and need to happen, but none of them protects us against problems in web applications, because firewall is not going to see your web application behavior or the vulnerabilities within it. So fueled by that, Acunetix started to solve that very problem. And one of the few companies who set out to do that, and we pioneered web application security at multiple levels. So with decade and a half experience in web application security, what we are doing today, we are serving over 3,000 customers across the globe, very, very wide reach, and hopefully getting wider now. And these all kind of companies, from SME, SMB to very large enterprises, or consultants, pen testing companies, all of these. So if I talk about, let's focus a little bit on the web security risks. So can we go to the next slide, Kevin? Thank you. So if you look at today, a lot of, I think it's clear to everyone, every single organization in the world got websites. And if not one, like they got tens. The bigger ones got hundreds. The bigger ones got thousands. And if you think about, everything is connected, right? So we are talking about web applications, but also everything on your mobile devices also connected to a web service, because data needs to be transmitted, needs to work, and needs to be secure. So we do secure all of that. And let's talk about web security today. So like now everything is connected. You're doing your online banking and you're doing everything online. And with where we are today as a world, like everything is shifting even more to online. And now we don't even want to go out, or cannot even go out to do shopping. So what's happening today, like due to this exposure, now anyone in anywhere can just attack to any website, because it's all in the public, right? Back in the day, again, if you're talking about firewalls, we were like, hey, let's not let anyone to access our devices and our infrastructure. But now, by design, it has to be accessible. Now you need to secure something that's accessible to everyone in the world. And actually, we released just this month, we released a new report talking about state of web security. And in that report, you can download from our website, acunetix.com. And in that report, like the stats were very, very worrying. So we are looking at 1 out of 4 websites that we are testing, there is a high severity vulnerability, meaning it can be hacked. So that's very worrying. Like 1 out of 4 websites can be hacked. And I think if you think about it, you wouldn't be surprised by that. Like every single day or every other day, we are hearing about a big data breach. And then think about all the data breaches that we never hear about. Like it's happening all the time. Like all these small, medium companies getting hacked every day. We only hear this big news on the on big news media outlets, right? So, but even then, like also every other week, you are getting an email, oh, so we are hacked, please change your passwords, or, stuff like that. So it's like a unfortunate reality of the world today. And if you look at those breaches, you would be surprised to see, or may not, is that the majority of them are due to web applications. So web applications are getting hacked, and private data lives on the web applications. So, and again, if you look at the almost other 3 websites out of that 4 websites, they have other sort of vulnerabilities. So they might not be immediately get hacked and everything breached, but the chances are it's possible, or it's possible with in conjunction of some other vulnerabilities that might exist. So unfortunately, state of web security today is very bad. And these either custom applications or off-the-shelf products, and how interconnected technologies today, one web application depending bunch of other components, it became very crucial to be on top of your web security. But again, a lot of organizations now also being challenged by the fact hey, we don't only have 1, 2, 3 websites, we got tons of websites. We are developing websites, we are pushing websites, we are working with vendors and hosting their applications within our infrastructure. That's all got access to private information, customer information, business information, so like very critical data. So overall, there's a big risk going on, and it's every single day affecting businesses in multiple ways. And some businesses never recover. So you sometimes hear companies get hacked, and sometimes they will bounce back, and internal cost is massive. And sometimes you hear they get hacked, and you never hear about them again because they actually go up to level of bankruptcy. So there's like level of impact based on how you get hacked and what's hacked. So that's the unfortunate state of web security. And let's talk about what, as Acunetix, we are doing to address that. And I will talk about a little bit more, kind of what we do, so it makes more sense. So what we do in the simplistic terms, we find vulnerabilities in web applications and web services automatically. So the idea is, the customer might have either a small security organization, small security team, or a big security team. In the case of small security team, we deliver a lot of expertise, so that might not exist in the organization. So they can rely on the product to find these vulnerabilities before the malicious hackers do find and exploits. So we find them before them, and we help you to address those problems. In big organizations, this can be, even when you have the experience, you don't have capability to scale. So you might have 5 security people team in big organization, and you will be surprised, even the biggest organizations in the world, you're not gonna find like 50 security engineers. People working on the application security will be a handful of people. And they need to scale, they need to speed up, and that's what we bring in. So we ensure that you get the full coverage, you find all the vulnerabilities, you find in the fastest way possible. And that's not the end of story. Finding vulnerability is the beginning of a journey in many organizations. The bigger challenge almost starts with when okay, who is going to fix this? How long time do they have to fix? And how can we give them the right information to fix it? And there are like all other challenges, which we don't have time today to get into, but such as, hey, okay, I've got 100 vulnerabilities reported to me by the security team, but 20 of them are false positives. Now I need to double check. And as a developer, do I have the security knowledge to understand what is a false positive, what is not? So we address all these challenges in a very product-oriented manner. So there's not like service or anything. This is all product, which is very straightforward to deploy, very straightforward to deliver to the customer, and very easy to start and reach the value. And that's again coming from our 15 years, a decade and a half of experience doing web security. We understand the challenges, we are building the very same product, and we have always been a product company. So this is not like, we are supporting services. So if something is not working, we are making our product better to make it work. So that's what we do, help you and your customers to be on top of their security, and always ensure that their web assets are secure and all the vulnerabilities are fixed. So I think that's actually it from me. Kevin, do you want to add anything else, or James maybe?
I think from my end, as Ferruh pointed out, I mean, there is more to what we do, and we'd be happy to get in touch with you and go into a little bit more detail. You have our email addresses here on the screen, and we'd be more than happy to hear from you and get a chance to explain in a little bit more detail exactly what Acunetix can bring to you as a cloud distributor or a cloud reseller, and take it from there.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Ferruh, Kevin, as someone who's been in cybersecurity for a couple of decades now, it's always great to hear the journey of people who have been there since the very early days of web application security. One of my jobs at Acronis, I don't always have super fun hosting jobs like this, though I've been doing a lot more of them since the pandemic started. But I spend a lot of time as a cybersecurity advocate at Acronis, presenting to partners like interworks.cloud, many of our managed service providers. That's our the main way that our technology gets out to business customers is through service providers. So I'm often presenting to them about exactly these kind of issues. The data breach one is one I always spend time on. And of course, you're right, thanks to compliance pressures, a lot of these, the ones that actually happen, never get reported. And I think the statistic I've been using in my presentations lately is something like 6 million breached credentials every couple of months. You know, you see another big one in the news every other week. And of course, so what that means is cyber criminals are accessing usernames and passwords and prosecuting these credential stuffing attacks where they're basically say, oh, I've got this set of credentials. I'm going to bet that the user is reusing this password on a bunch of other sites because, you know, who can take the trouble to remember a different password for every account that you're using? So I always implore our partners and their customers and this audience as well, don't use those passwords across multiple accounts, because not every business that you're doing business with is going to be using an Acunetix to lock down their web applications. And so it's very likely that you can be victimized. You know, someone that steals a password that doesn't mean much to you because you use it for your AOL account. If you're also using it for your online banking account, that's going to be a big problem for you. So a fantastic presentation. Of course, the audience has your contact info if there's anyone that wants to follow up with you. But I'll say thank you very much for that presentation, and we hope you'll stick around for a little bit more of the conference. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. My back channel here for questions from the audience just came up with one, so please don't go away here. Let's see. So this is a good one. For which industries is the Acunetix platform a good match? I have a feeling you have a lot of energy on this topic.
So I think industry-wise, we're definitely leading in a couple of, which is our finance, government, and education on top of our list. But to be honest, I would say maybe that makes our 40% top customer list. But the other 60% is like almost every industry. So we see everything. But we can they can definitely get in touch with us to get more info, because we got like different case studies in different verticals. So, we can explain in details how different verticals our product can help. But I would say other than that top three, almost everything is within. And another thing is the high tech. If a company doing high technology, obviously they have a lot of websites and really their business on the internet. So that's again another critical vertical.
Yeah, it seems to me that I would imagine in the early days of the business, the kind of classic regulated industries would have been the big ones because they are under the most pressure in terms of compliance fines if sensitive data gets breached. But it seems like there isn't an industry left anymore that isn't reliant in some way on web applications to reach out to their customers. And you would think that if there are any laggards at this point, the pandemic and the amount of pressures that it's put on, access to traditional, say, brick and mortar outlets means that a lot more businesses is going to go online. So just that many more web applications. So I can imagine that vertical industry kind of priority going away. Pretty much everyone's going to need web applications, and everyone's going to need web application security for them.
Coincidentally, I was having a conversation with one of our partners yesterday just on this topic. We were working together on putting together material that they can use within their territory to address specific verticals. And the bottom line was that, if your customer has a web application, they are a potential customer.
Yeah,
that makes. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah. And what I was going to say, just one more thing to add. I think the whole industry matured to a point. Now we are beyond compliance. So everyone gets compliance. It's a necessity and you need to be compliant. And in some industries, it's enforced. But I think now majority of the organization thinking about we need to be secure. And there's almost like a difference between compliance and being secure. And sometimes compliance is not necessity, but organizations still don't understand, okay, we need to be secure. And that's why, that is very important. And that's why like all the verticals and industries care about this at this point, because everyone understands they need to be secure in this world, in this moment.
Well, Ferruh, Kevin, I think we could kick around this topic all day today, but we have a lot more great content like yours to get to. So I'll say thank you again so much. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see you again soon.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Very
Thank
much.
you.